You are invited to help create heaven on earth while averting danger. Right now, the world is in transition. You see it everywhere. Old powers of greed and destruction using profit as an excuse are coming to an end. People everywhere is waking up. Even nature is restoring the balance. You see it in the weather patterns and extreme imbalances. This transition is happening, and it's out of our control. Heaven machines are divinely created gifts that use the most advanced unified-based technologies to create and generate high-powered frequencies of love, grace, bliss, clear thinking, and many more. Intensely positive energies. At the same time, they're dissolving stress, tension, and negativity. Take part today. Find out how you can help support creating heaven here on earth by visiting heaven-creating.com or email David at heavencreating@gmail.com. You are listening to the Awakened Radio Network. Our website is awakenedradio.net. Join us in our live chat room to interact with and listen to some of the world's very best teachers on self-empowerment, wealth consciousness, energy healing, and geopolitics. Take part in our live forum, shop in our store, look around, read our magazine, Thrive Evolutionary Consciousness. We are here for you with live talk about real matters that matter to you. You can be a part of the Awakened Radio Network by visiting awakenradio.net today. We look forward to getting to know you.
Hello and welcome to Evolutionary Women Radio Show with Pernilla Lillerose, where authentic feminine power is making a difference in the world. Hello everyone, welcome to Evolutionary Women Radio. This is Pernilla Lillerose, your host on a lovely Tuesday morning here in California. I hope you're all doing well. I know the weather is interesting. That's probably a good word, huh? It's interesting many, many places in the world. And we just have to ride it, I guess, and keep praying for the truth, I guess. We're actually going to talk a little bit about that today. Maybe what real prayer is. Actually, I wasn't planning on using those words, but here I said it. What can I do? Welcome again. We are always here to help each other, support each other to become more authentic, more real, more ourselves. And whatever layer, whatever dimension, whatever experience that is for you, is different for everyone, you know. For some people, it's very authentic to be out there performing, singing, really being out there. For somebody else, it's very authentic to be very quiet and just be the stillness. Maybe stay home and not interact with a lot of people, but just really steep inside. And then everything in between. And really what it comes down to is that we find what it is for each one of us individually and uniquely. That's what we're doing here. Finding our groove, if I can use that word. Finding our groove where we just move along effortlessly, where things just seem to unfold without us putting a lot of effort into it. Unfortunately, most of us are not living in our own groove. We're trying to live in somebody else's groove, or we're trying to make our groove look like somebody else's groove because they seem to be successful or doing well. And then we think that we need to do the same. And again, that may be true for some people. If it resonates, it comes down to this word and experience of resonance. And that's something that you can only know inside. It's not something you can go out and learn. It's something you get in touch with by spending more time in silence and listening in than trying to be like other people. It's trying to find that groove. And you might, if you're somebody who's out there performing, maybe doing music, acting, who knows what, you will still be in touch with that inner groove, even though you may be out there doing a lot, maybe singing loud or making big movements. You will still do it from a place inside of your own groove, because that's where your fulfillment will come from and nowhere else. So that is what we keep coming back to, is how to find the groove, how to be totally true to ourselves. And that's a process, isn't it? It certainly has been for me. It's not something I learned overnight. We've all been so identified with things and people and experiences outside of ourselves that we have lost touch with what is natural and real for us. And I think it's time to just keep coming back and finding out what is that groove for you, for me, for everyone. What is going to take to find that groove? And for most of us, it takes a lot of digging through layers that we have put on top of our groove and that we are now dealing with. So we're dealing with all the layers. We talked about it last week too. We're dealing with all these layers that we are not, and that we have tried to become, and that never make us feel fulfilled or happy. It's more like from now on, it's definitely an excavation work, where we clear out all the layers so we can find our groove underneath it all. The good news is, of course, that the groove is still there, and it cannot go away, and that's the good news. So, and I want to just say hi to Teresa. It's nice to hear from you in the chat room. I'm always happy. If anybody else is in there that wants to say hello to me, please do so. It makes me so happy. I always enjoy having you there. And I know that those of you who come here regularly, it's because you know that there is a groove in there. There is something underneath all these thoughts and beliefs and actions and expressions and things you do that is more you, underneath all these layers. Who is the true you? What is your unique groove that you're looking for? And when you find it, when you've excavated it, when you've gotten rid of all these layers, then you'll find it, and then you'll go, here it is. And you may already be in touch with that. I have a feeling you already are, probably most of you who are listening, or definitely want to get in touch with it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here listening. My show, or the whole station that we're on here that Donna is providing for us, it's because there is something inside that knows that there is a different way. And that is the groove, getting your attention through all the layers. It's just that whisper, or that vague feeling that says, this is not right, what's going on in my life. This is not it. And then you can start listening deeper and deeper. And then, of course, the way we deal with those layers is what we've talked a lot about. We always talk about that, isn't it? That's where I use, the tool that I use to clear out the layers is called allowing. Yes, you guessed it. I know you knew this because I always talk about allowing. And that is, as far as I know, the best tool to clear out the layers. Because every time you allow something instead of resisting it, or if you allow something to be there instead of grasping for it, then the energy that you hold, that you put into this thing that you try to get rid of or try to get to you, that energy is liberated. And then when you have this liberated energy, well, guess where you can put that? You can put that attention on the groove. If it's just a vague feeling or a vague voice that says, I know it can be different, I know it can be different, then put your attention on the sensation or the feeling of that voice, that vague voice. Just put it there. And then when you do that, you start listening to it. You open up a way for this voice to come through all the layers. So in that way, we're always working from both ends, right? We're helping to soften the layers on top by allowing them, by listening to them, by giving them what we talked about last week too, the missing experience. Because when there's something in our life that we did not get when we were little, and that was essential for us, whether it was an emotional or physical or something that was really important for us to experience so that we could feel whole and loved and complete just as we are. If that was missing, it sits inside of us as a contraction. And that contraction first needs to be allowed instead of resisted, because we always trying to get rid of these things, right? So we're going to stop resisting and we're going to start implementing allowing instead. And then when you allow it, you can start listening to it, and then you'll find out what is it that this contraction needs to hear or say or experience or know or realize, so it can start relaxing. And relaxing is a very, very important step that we need to get to. We need to get to this place where these parts that are holding on to duality, to something out there in order to get rid of it or change it, that energy, we need to learn how to relax it and take back that energy. And when that starts to relax, then you'll start experiencing more peace. And is there anybody listening in today who does not want more peace in your life? Because I think that's what we want to experience: peace, love, happiness, joy, right? These are very basic key longings that we all have. And it's perfectly normal and natural that we want those, because that is who we are. That is what we will experience once we get into our own groove. Because the groove, when we become one with our own groove, there are all these qualities of peace and happiness and joy and love, because the mere fact that we become one with our own groove, that helps us to experience those qualities. And the fact that we move away from our own groove and start battling and resisting the layers, that's a sure sign that you will not experience this peace and joy and happiness and love, because you can't find it out there. Maybe for a brief moment, yes, but then it's going to go away again because it's out there. You need to just learn to rest in your own groove, in your own beingness. So we're going to talk some more about this whole idea of relaxing and how that is a very essential step to unhook from the grip, from the engagement in the outside. And the outside is usually something we don't like. We can call it a discord, something that makes us uncomfortable, stressed, tense, scared, sad. Something out there. That is where we need to learn to relax the grip on that. And we do that through allowing. But it's a practice we need to implement all the time, and probably for a while, because we have all these layers. So just because one layer has been released through allowing, there's probably going to be a lot more, because we all have bought into a world. We're all together. We all universally bought into this world that we're living in. And even though that it is unconscious, that doesn't mean that it isn't so. Because most of us would say, well, I don't want that. I don't want this kind of a world. I want a loving world. And yes, of course we do. But somewhere along the way, we have bought into this world. And we need to see that there is a part of us, and that's the parts where we're holding on to something because we don't know how else to do it. So there's a question here: how do you suggest people relax when life is all messed up? Well, life is all messed up. If you look around you, maybe not if you're in nature and if you're in a very peaceful place, you will experience that peace. But for most people right now, life is very messed up, whether it's their personal life or simply the way the world is experiencing it right now. How do you relax then? Well, that's what we'll be talking about today. That's the whole point. We need to learn to relax. But first we need to find a place where we're willing and open to find a new way, and also look at how you are dealing with it now. If your life is all messed up, just look at your life for a moment. I don't know who that question was from, but it's a great question. I mean, if your life is messed up right now, how do you deal with that? What do you do, hoping it's going to be less messed up? What are you trying to do to create more peace and stability and harmony? So just take a look at that in your life for a moment and see, is that working? Is it working? My guess is it's not working because most of us have not learned a way that does work. And that's something that we need to start working on more collectively, one at a time, sharing it with each other, because it takes a lot of people to bring in this whole new consciousness where we want to leave behind what doesn't work. But we're so identified with it, we're so stuck in it, and we're resisting it so strongly that all our energy goes to these layers. These are the layers I'm talking about, whether they're your personal layers or the collective layers. It doesn't matter. As long as you and I are putting our energy into these layers of messed upness, of troubles, of discord, of pain and suffering, we are feeding it. Whether we know it or not, we are feeding it. The only way you will start starving something is by not feeding it anymore. And that is a challenging step. I understand. So it's a matter of learning to take out just a little space, a little time, and learn to unhook a little bit. And it's so much easier when you do it with other people. And if any of you do need support in that, I can suggest a number of things. I do have a book called Imagine Being Kind to Yourself that talks about this, and it has exercises and journal exercises you can do that will help you. So it's a very practical book. You can also try my CD set called what's it called? I can't remember. It's a CD set about meditation and mindfulness. I can't remember the subtitle right now, but that's okay. You can find it all on my website, which is LillaRose.com, LillaRose.com. And if you start listening to those regularly and start a regular meditation practice, then you will learn to unhook from all these layers that you're trying to get rid of by pushing at them. And the more you push, the more energy you give them, right? If you push against something, it's going to push back, right? So you're pushing it away, resisting it, is giving it the same amount of energy right back to you. So you simply keep it in place. But we want to learn how to really relax those parts that are anxious and upset and not, where you're not feeling right, and they are the ones that keep us stuck because we believe what we see, hear, taste, touch, smell, feel, all through the senses. We believe that that is true, that it's real. We believe that the thoughts that keep circulating through our mind, we believe that that's who we are. And it's not. They're not. What we see, hear, taste, touch, smell, feel, it's not true. It is a projection, a perception, a suggestion even. But it's not the truth. The truth is only found deep inside in the stillness, and we need to find that place. So that's why we need to find a way to relax the parts that are hooking into those outside experiences. And then the more you relax, right, we want to relax, the more those holding patterns can relax, then you have more energy available to bring it down into your groove, to bring it to the presence, your divine presence, the truth of who you are. Now this groove, you can call it anything you want. If you are a Buddhist, you can call it your Buddha nature. If you are a Christian, you can call it your Christ consciousness. To me, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you start tapping into something greater inside of you and start trusting that and getting familiar with that, getting acquainted with that, and spend time with that, right? So we're just going to use the groove now, because you can see it's kind of a metaphor, right? A groove with all the layers on top. You want to get down to the groove. The groove knows how to dissolve the layers, because the groove knows that it is the only true thing about you, about everything really. But as long as you or I are tumbling around in the layers trying to get rid of them, we are not in touch with that energy that knows how to dissolve these layers. And if this doesn't make sense, just take some time, and ponder this. And always know you can connect with me through my website. I do offer free 30-minute discovery sessions where we can just see, what layers you're tumbling with and stuck in, and where you want to go and what's getting in your way. And then see if you want to work with me specifically, privately, to help move through these layers in the most gentle and effortless way, learning the simple steps that we're talking about on this show every time. So just so you know, there is help. It's totally okay to need help, to receive help, to ask for help. We all need it. We all need it. And whether you need that from me or somebody else, you will know that. But if you feel you keep getting stuck in these layers, please reach out and get the right help, because it's going to make it so much easier. We do not need to figure all this out on our own. It's simply not necessary. So here we are again, talking about allowing, right? Wherever you are resisting, just see if there's any area in your life right now, something that's out of sorts, something that's uncomfortable, painful, hard, scary, that causes a feeling of contraction in your body, that causes a knot in your system, right? That's the area that we learn to allow. We do not allow any kind of behavior on the outside. We don't allow, that's not loving. We don't allow that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about allowing the impact that it has. And that is something you feel in your body. So just see if there's any area in your body where you feel contracted, resisting, in pain, suffering. I want to just invite you here before we go on a break in a few minutes. Just take a breath into that sensation in your body. Just very simply. Instead of trying to get rid of it or cover it up with another layer, right? It's just a layer we're talking about. So breathe into that. Just allow it to be there. And see what happens. What is it like to just allow it for a moment? Do you notice that you get a deep breath, or something settles a little bit in you? You go, oh good, I don't have to fight this. Let me just be with it, right? Nothing changes. Nothing bad happens when you do that, It doesn't mean that whatever is going on in the outside world, that will never go away, because now you're allowing the feeling inside. And we believe that, don't we? We believe that if I don't keep fighting it, it's going to get me, right? But the only reason it keeps, quote unquote, getting me is because I keep fighting it. So just give yourself permission to allow yourself to have whatever feeling it is inside that's very uncomfortable. Take a breath into that. Just a kind, gentle breath that says, okay, it's okay, I see you, I feel you. Let me just be here with you for a moment and breathe with you. And notice what happens then. For the most part, you'll notice that something already starts relaxing. And that means you have now more energy available to focus on the groove, to focus on spirit inside of you, of your divinity, of your core essence, Buddha nature, Christ consciousness. This energy, now you can start focusing in on the solution, on that part of you that has the solution and is the solution, because we have lost track of that. And I'm here to really, I so want us all to come back to being the solution more than getting lost in the layers. So we're just about to go on a break now, and so please take a moment and just let yourself feel this part that relaxes a little bit. And then we will be back shortly after this short break, and then we'll do some more exploration there. All right.
Becoming a well-rounded person in our modern society is no easy task. We're much too busy working, raising families, and trying to carve out a few precious moments of peace, let alone worry about becoming self-actualized. Hi, I'm Alan Weisberg, founder of School of Human Potential, and we get it. The reason for starting the school was to help people like you become well-rounded and self-actualized without taking a lot of time or money. We found and filmed world-renowned experts and put their knowledge into easily accessible online courses spanning various topics of mind, body, and spirit. You can go at your own pace and access them on any device. To start, go to www.schoolhp.com. Our hope is that you allow us to take you on a journey leading to a new you. Here's to you reaching your full potential.
You are listening to the Awakened Radio Network. Online radio all the time. Live talk about really important issues. Visit our website at awakenedradio.net, where you will discover who's on when, talking about what. We also have a forum, magazine, live chat room, and many other ways for you to be involved in helping us get the message of self-empowerment to the world. Thank you for listening to the Awakened Radio Network at awakenedradio.net.
Hello and welcome to Evolutionary Women Radio Show with Pernilla Lilla Rose, where authentic feminine power is making a difference in the world.
Hi, and welcome back to Evolutionary Women Radio. We're talking about relaxing. Relaxing into our groove, our divine presence, our Buddha nature. And how do you do that? What I think I would like to do now is maybe just lead you into a little meditation. There's something about doing it together that's always very powerful. And I'm just going to invite the parts of you to relax. And, you know, I will share some things in this meditation that work for me. That does not mean that it works for you. So please don't think that you need to use the same phrases or sentences or images that I have been using. But when I was introduced to a teacher many years ago, his name was Joel Goldsmith. You know, he passed away in the 60s, so I never met him. I read his books, and Joel, he was a Christian mystic. And he read the Bible, and he would take Bible quotes and just take them into meditation and wait. He would simply wait and let them, he would let the quote reveal itself from the inside, so he would understand what it meant, not just mentally or conceptually, but as a realized truth inside. Now, I didn't really grow up with any of, I was not grown up, I wasn't raised as a Christian or really as anything. But so I don't have that background in Christianity as many other people may have. But there was something about his books and tapes that touched me so deeply. So the essence of what a lot of these sayings are, they touched me, and they had this thing inside. It was like it sparked this groove in me, this consciousness in me. It kind of got woken up, Suddenly there was like, it became alive in my own experience. And that's why this is still with me, because it just resonated with me. I'm going to share some of the things that really, really work for me, and if it doesn't work for you, that is so okay. But I want to invite you to start finding something. It could be any kind of a spiritual teaching. It could be a poetry. It can be anything, as long as it gives you a sense of, that part that is tense. As long as that gives you a sense of letting go a little bit, because now you know something that you didn't know a moment ago. and it helps you let go a little more and relax a little deeper. That's what we're looking for, and that's what you'll be looking for in your own experience. So let's just give that a try, okay? And there's just one little, let's see, there's something from Therese. Allowing angry towards somebody is difficult. Allowing angry towards somebody. Well, it's, the experience, I'll just go over this here before we do the little meditation. It's going to be just a brief meditation, but if you feel anger towards somebody, you can allow yourself to feel the experience of the anger inside of you, okay? Many times when we feel anger towards somebody, it's because there is some kind of a wrongdoing. And we know inside that it's not right. I know we can see so many things in the world right now that are wrongdoings. It's not coming from love. It's not coming from truth. It's not coming from what we know inside is really in integrity and for the whole, for the best for everyone. So I think there are a lot of us who can easily find anger against something that's going on in the world. But and I don't want to make that anger wrong, because anger is often what sparks us to take action. If we don't listen to the anger, if you don't listen to this anger and ask it, first you allow the anger. And then you feel into the anger and you start listening to it, right? So normally we try and get rid of anger because we think it's wrong or bad. But now try differently. Don't try and resist it. Try just to create a space for this anger. Sit down. Breathe into this feeling inside of your body that you call anger. And then start listening to it. What is it saying? What is not right? Where is there a wrongdoing? And then you can tell the anger, it's like, yes, you are right. This is wrong. This is plain wrong. And I can understand that you're angry. But just being angry about something, against somebody, towards somebody, without any action, then it just turns into a destructive energy that goes nowhere. It might start destroying ourselves inside, right? Because of all that the energy is not healthy for us. But if you listen to it, and it's like, for instance, let's say you're in a relationship where you're not being treated with love, or you're in a work situation where you are being treated, you're being undermined, you're not being treated with respect, you can be sure there's going to be a sense of anger in there, and that's justified. But don't stop there. Use that anger and say, this is not right. I need to take some action here. Maybe you need to have a very intelligent conversation with your partner or with your boss, and they may not be open to it. That's very possible. But that should not stop you from being true to yourself. That can be a whole other show, which is actually going to be very interesting. I had a friend over the other day, and we were sharing some things from the past, what has really helped us to come more into our strength and our truth and really embody that more. And it was some powerful things we shared, and maybe I'll share some of how I have done it myself over the years. I know I've already talked about it. So just for now, I want to say, yes, please do allow a space for this anger, but not to vent at the other person, but to listen to it. And when you listen to the anger and you get the intelligence in the anger, that there's like, yeah, you're right, this is completely not good. And what can I do about it? Then you start listening, and then you start finding your own wisdom. And that's where taking the action, that's scary for us often, because we are afraid that nobody's going to listen to what we have to say. And that is something we all need to learn, to little by little do it anyway, do it anyway. And then if we are attached to the outcome, if we are attached to keeping our job, even though it's not good for us, we kind of get stuck, right? We're stuck in a situation that there's no healthy solution for. So I hope that's helpful for now, just about the anger. Listen to it. And if you're not ready to talk to a person or address the situation, at least listen to your anger. At least acknowledge the fact inside of you that knows that something is not right here. And many times when we are powerless, when we have a feeling of powerlessness, then we become angry because it's not right to be powerless, because we're powerful beings. So if we let ourselves be in a situation where we experience powerlessness, we are the ones giving away our power. And we are the ones who need to take our power back and listen to this power, listen to this wisdom, and it will let you know. It will let you know. You just need to listen. So, okay, thank you. Thank you too, Teresa. I think you got it, huh? And that's a great question. It's a great, great question, because so many of us get stuck in that and don't know what to do about it. So, yeah. So I want to just come back again, to this relaxing. The more you learn to relax, the more energy you will have available. And this energy, you can start putting on your groove, your Buddha nature, your spirit inside, whatever you want to call it. That's where you want to go. And this groove, this spirit inside, knows exactly what you need to unhook from the layers and to start trusting the spirit inside more. It knows, and it will let you know. It's not going to keep it a secret from you. It's going to share it with you, but you need to put yourself in the groove, in that spiritual presence, so you can hear it, so you can feel it or sense it. So that's why it's so important to unhook from the layers and come back inside. So let's just take a moment where we're just going to take a deep breath. If you're driving right now, please don't close your eyes and just follow it, but don't get into any trouble when you're driving. But if you have the opportunity right now to close your eyes and just sit and make space for yourself, take a deep breath, allowing yourself to land right inside of yourself. Take a deep breath and allow your belly to become full and soft and round, so that you really land inside of your body, right? When you feel your belly rising on the in-breath, you're in your body, and we want you to be in your body so you can rest in there and come back from all the layers and just start dropping in deep, starting with your belly and your body, and then eventually you'll drop into your being. It's all the B's, right? The belly, the body, the being. Let yourself just drop in there for a moment through your breath. And then I want to just invite you to, if there's anything, any discord, any problem, any tension in your life, just imagine that you can just let it go for the moment. So instead of resisting it and getting lost in it and, getting all mentally caught up in it, just take a breath, let it be there, and relax a little more, if you can. So whenever that problem, that trouble thing, that thing that causes you some struggling, some suffering, Just let it be there. Take a breath and let yourself relax a little more into your beingness. And if you can, I know we're going a little fast here, but just do your best. If you feel that there's a little part of you that's relaxing more now, this place that's relaxing, that's coming from your groove or your essence. You're coming closer home to where all your answers are, to where all your healing is, to where the solution lies to all your problems. So do your best to relax into this place inside of you. And however you are experiencing that right now, this is the place that can say something like, I am with you always. I will never leave you nor forsake you. You can always come to me inside. And I will go before you and prepare your ways. But you need to come back here inside, in your groove, in your spiritual essence. You need to come here and I will do it for you, right? Your essence, what you call I. I will never leave you nor forsake you. I am here to resolve these layers that you have been identified with. And all you need to do is relax a little more. Let yourself drop into me a little more. And the more you do that, the more you give me, your spirit, your essence, access to move out and dissolve these layers for you, or to give you the right answer that you need to know. But come back inside to me and let me do it for you. That's why I'm here. I will go before you and make the crooked places straight and prepare the life that you came here for. I will prepare that for you. And every time you let yourself rest back by relaxing from the layers and instead come back here, the more you do that, the more you give me access to fulfill your life the way you long for. Take a breath into this. This place inside, it knows your needs before you do. But as long as you go out there trying to fulfill these needs in the layers, which is so separate from this I, this presence inside, you're cutting off the connection, the door. You close the door on this energy to open up your life into fulfillment. So come back. Come back to I. Come back to your presence. Take a deep breath and see if you can relax a little more. And every time you relax a little more, by not resisting or trying to fix the layers, you let yourself rest back into your divine essence, into your Buddha nature, and it will show you the way, because that's what it simply does. That's its nature. And you're not separate from this nature. This is your nature. But we do need to take time to go there and make ourselves available for this energy, this beautiful, fulfilling, healing, loving, joyful energy that is right at the core of our being. You can imagine it's just a little, maybe a little tiny golden ball in there or something, that every time you go into that little golden ball, you open it up, you let it unfold, right? You just keep giving it access to move out, But because we haven't spent time with it, it feels like it's just this little something, that's very hard to get in touch with. But as soon as you relax a little bit and then use that freed up energy that is now relaxing, use that to go inside, to connect with this little ball, this Buddha nature. You can call it whatever. I'm just saying something. But you find your own words. You go there and let it, allow it to show you the way. It will. It has no choice, because it's not that it's withholding anything from you or me, but it's us not receiving it. It's us holding ourselves back by getting lost in the layers. And that way, we are turning our back to what will resolve all these layers. So maybe you can just bow to this connection you have felt inside. If you feel like it, you could put your hands together and do a little bow with a namaste. If it feels right, it's this kind of honoring the connection that you have with this divinity inside of you. Because it's you. It's you. You're giving your power back to yourself. And this is the power of love and fulfillment and joy. And then take a deep breath. And if you had your eyes closed, you can open them up. Just come back here. But let yourself stay connected to this essence inside of you, because it is waiting for you to open up the door to let it out. There was a poet many years ago, Robert Browning. He said, "Open up the door so the imprisoned splendor can escape. Open up the door so the imprisoned splendor can escape." It's something like that. I may say it a little wrong, but that's what we're doing here. By going there, just by going there and resting there, we automatically open the door. There's nothing you need to do to open it. Just being there and resting there, because you're not bringing your attention into the layers right now. You're just bringing them into this essence inside. And that's how you open the door. And the more you do it, you'll start seeing things happening in your life that you didn't do, that just seem to happen on their own in mysterious ways. But we need to keep going there. And if we don't trust that it will happen, we can ask it, heal my lack of trust. Or no, maybe we should say more like, show me how to trust this. And then let it show you. You may not trust at all, but just keep saying that. Eventually you'll start feeling something inside that relaxes, where you suddenly go, oh wow, what is this? And the more that happens, the more you free this energy to go out and do, and make the crooked places straight. And that's, of course, our mind. As soon as the crooked places in our minds are straightened out, then we see more clearly. And then we become open vessels for this solution that we are to come out into the world. So, I think this is just wonderful. I really want to bring this. This is kind of part of my message and my gift to the world, to really help you connect with this inside. And that's what I do in my work. And I want to invite you to check out my website if you want to look around a little bit and, maybe sign up for the 30-minute free discovery session that I offer. And we can explore if there's anything you need help with, and maybe work with me for a while, or just, get the book or the free download of one of my little books. There's a lot of things that will really support you. So I encourage you to check that out. And in the meantime, take time to practice allowing the things that you resist. Listen to any feelings that you have been resisting, such as anger, in this case we talked about, and just listen to it. And then when you know, like, oh, I need to do something, it's like, okay, now I can let it go. And now you go to this place inside, the stillness, the presence, the little golden ball. You go there and rest in that. And it says, let me do it for you. I will do it for you. Just allow me, let me. And you just start practicing going there and trusting it more and more. So my friends, that's really what I want to share, probably for now and forever on, because it's just such a beautiful experience to just rest inside more and more and more and more. It is called omnipresence, isn't it? The divine. It's omnipresent. God, good. It's everywhere. And we just need to go there more often and let it show itself. Instead of us focusing on something else, we just need to put our attention there more and more. And then it will show up in different ways in your life that will surprise you, trust me. So wonderful to be with you today. And I always look forward to our next week together. And if you have any questions or any comments, go to my website and you can send me an email through my website. And I would love, love, love to hear from you. All right, my friends, wishing you all a beautiful day and a blessed week. Much love to you all.
'Cause we're awakened, you won't catch us sleeping through the fight. And like we're all eyes open, showing our inside and light so bright. We are awakened, come and join our love, it's so right.
You are listening to the Awakened Radio Network. Our website is awakenedradio.net. Join us in our live chat room to interact with and listen to some of the world's very best teachers on self-empowerment, wealth consciousness, energy healing, and geopolitics. Take part in our live forum, shop in our store, look around, read our magazine, Thrive Evolutionary Consciousness. We are here for you with live talk about real matters that matter to you. You can be a part of the Awakened Radio Network by visiting awakenedradio.net today. We look forward to getting to know you.